Hello again. This is the second poem that I made in my senior year. This one is called Dream On, My Dearest. Oh, my lady, do you see how the breeze blows? With its gentlest touch upon the dandelion seeds, sprouted up and tossed around like a child's toy. How the sun lights up the sparkled water with its friendly warmness, hath made comfort for our children. Of course, you don't. But for your unblessed eyes, I will bestow upon you the fairest and most generous description around, so that you may feel the warmth not just gesturing flirtatiously, but in your head and mind too. May you dream on, my dearest. I can give you the box of treasures, but you will only delight in the majesties if someone hands you a key or two, so that I may be truly your boo, for I truly love you, madame. The youthful spirits you bore, that shan't bore you. They may not know what I know of you, but they love you too. They swim around in the waters, splashing and rafting, teasing each other with their kindred spirits, yelling a little, just as I take a sniffle, a light and joyous cry with its own touch of the merriness, tad of sorrow. But then I remind myself of this: you hold the greatest imagination I know, not just as if a simple, but more precise than a bow. I know that you can see the stars when the darkest nights are clouded, ruled by an uncertain tension. You kept the flame alive, for hope of the glorious splendors laying to and fro in this world that we think we know. I know you see more than we can ever with your blind eyes, and I feel blessed to see you dream on. Oh, my dearest, dream on. So I realize, and I want to say this real quick, I actually feel really proud of these. I'll explain. So this second poem here, when I use the part of, so let me go back over this here. All right, so and I ask, do you see how the breeze blows with this gentlest touch? All right, skip up a little bit. I kind of give descriptions about some of the things, these visual aspects, right? But then I say, of course, you don't. But for your unblessed eyes, I bestow upon you the fairest, most generous description around. So, the particular case here is I was making this fictional story about this man whose wife was blind, but she had this sort of free-spirited, kind soul. And so the two of them, this is basically, imagine that you have this middle-aged man who's, singing, who's telling, well, not singing, but he's telling this really beautiful, message to his wife, who she can hear their children, while they're playing on this beach here. But she doesn't really get to fully, enjoy the experience, and she's feeling a little sad. So the particular story here is where the husband, he's trying to enlighten, he's trying to compliment, he's trying to, remind her of what she's good at, and help her kind of see the world in this lens, by telling it to her, even if she can't. Even if she can't see it, he's trying to make her feel loved. And so that's just really what this is about. And I think, honestly, I thought this was like pretty good when I wrote it, but now I'm reading this back on and I'm like, my God, this is like awesome. And I'm just really proud of myself for these. Unfortunately, I didn't have more. I won't lie, I've had multiple times where I sincerely wish, like, oh man, I wish I had much more stuff that I had. And I'll say, I was just thinking, at some point, I'd like to I can't do it right now because I don't have them on me, but I would love to, sometime when I go back home, I'd love to make some videos about, I'm going through some of my past diaries, and and I'll just talk about some of the stuff that I see in there, just some funny things. I'll talk about some memories. I think that'd be really fun. Kind of share some stories from my past. You know, kind of just share myself a little bit more. I think it'd be really nice for me to kind of bring back up some of the variety of memories that I made as a child, and just kind of share those with other people so they can kind of see those, because I may not always remember to talk about this kind of stuff when I'm in a classroom setting, or I'm in a job, or really anything else. So I just think that'd be really fun to do. Again, I can't do that right now. I don't have the diaries on me. But whenever I go back home, which will probably be during Thanksgiving break, I imagine, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So, again, no promises, but I'd love to do that. So I'm going to work on at least 1 or 2 more poems, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to go ahead and also make some videos of those as well. So, anyways, I really hoped that you will have enjoyed these 2 poems. If you really want to, you know, if you really want to hear it again, just rewind the, go back to the beginning of the video, rewatch it, you know. But I just hope you all appreciated this. I will say I feel proud sometimes for the, creative things that I've come up with in the past. And yet, a lot of times I feel like that's kind of like alright, but then I feel like really proud of it when I'm looking back on it later on. And also just hearing other people's feedback. A lot of times I've heard things like, oh, that's like fantastic. And I'm just thought, oh, I'm just doing, decent. But then it was actually really good. So that's, it's always lovely to hear. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I guess I did really do well. So that's nice. Really nice. So see you then.